Lord Browne of Mattingly has had an illustrious career in energy. He spent 40 years at BP, where he rose to CEO in 1995, leading it through one of its most exciting periods. Beneath the business success was a secret he kept hidden for these 4 decades, his sexual orientation, until he was outed by a tabloid and subsequently ousted from BP due to misrepresenting the circumstances in which he and his partner met. Lord Browne continues his career in oil and gas as chairman of L1 and dedicates his time to demarginalizing LGBTI in business and creating positive, diverse environments. You say in your book, "I put on a brave face as I left BP, but in reality, my resignation hurt me deeply. The pain took months to subside. I would spare them the trouble of having to push me," you say, and you left with dignity, and yet this was an immense blow to yourself personally. So how did you recover and rebuild?
Well, I concluded, again, I learned an important lesson from my mother. She had been in Auschwitz, and when you asked her about her life, she would say, well, I've had several lives. She said, I had a life until 1944 in Hungary, and I enjoyed that a lot. And then I had a life from 1945 when she met my father, and then there was a life with me. And you'd say, well, what happened in the missing piece? She'd say, that wasn't a life. But she said, we never talk about it. We only go forward. The future is the only thing that matters. The past is not important if it gets you down, and you have to look forward the whole time. And that's what I did. I just looked forward. I said, it is what it is. We now have to go and do something different, and I have to rebuild. I was very sad to leave. I spent 40 years of my life in the company, and I have a lot of friends there, and I still have a lot of friends there. But I rebuilt my life with the help of friends and with the help of one thought, which is the future matters far more than the past.
Was there anyone in particular that you relied upon? Any business colleagues, or you mentioned friends? Was there one person that would have helped you enormously?
Certainly there was a large set of my friends who wrote letters to the newspaper in my support. They were always calling me. They wrote to me. There were large numbers of people who expressed their support, both privately and publicly, a lot of people publicly as well. And I was struck by people who wanted to stop me. And when I was in the street, just walking around, people would come up and say, I just want to shake your hand and say, I'm with you. And I thought that that's a remarkable sign of human passion and human consideration.
Now, the business environment in the past half century has clearly changed. However, not sufficiently for all LGBTI individuals to feel comfortable coming out in their business environments. What has changed?
Well, it's true, not everyone feels comfortable, but more people feel comfortable than used to. I would say the glass is probably half full, but it takes two things. It is the acceptance or by a gay person that they feel safe to be themselves. And secondly, it's the actions of the straight majority to make people feel included. And these are very tough tests to pass. Of course, how a gay person feels about themselves is very much set when they were growing up. In my case, when I was at university, being gay and doing something about it was illegal. You could actually go to prison. It wasn't until 1967 that it was made possible for two gay men to have a sexual relationship and not go to prison. But I was also the child of an Auschwitz survivor, my mother, who taught me a couple of important lessons in my life. One was never tell anyone one of your secrets, because they will surely use it against you. And secondly, remember that when the going gets tough, the majority always hurt the minority. So those things were very much in my mind, but they're probably in several people's minds even today.
Looking back on your career, are there things that you would have done differently now, knowing what you know?
I think there are plenty of things I do differently. I think I would certainly have spent more time communicating with people and trying to and understanding what it takes to include more and more of them in the enterprise and the purpose of the enterprise.